my god, look at him, he just smiled. But he doesn't mean it, did you see that? He just smiled for her. Dun, 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 dun.
This is it.
This is definitely not it. Okay, wow, the mood really switched, huh? Oh. Why is it always the baby crying?
Why don't you guys go ahead? I'll pop the cup.
Wow, even Donkey realizes that this is messed up.
You still think this was a good idea?
Come on, Shrek.
Of course. Look, Mom and Dad look happy to see us.
Ecstatic. This reminded me of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry when they realized that Meghan was just about to meet the Queen, but she didn't know how to curtsy. Please see Shrek as someone representing a minority that steps into a predominantly different cultural group. Cultural shock and social visibility at its finest. Add to that the fact that Shrek has been literally hunted by humans before, and you can see how this situation is like hell on earth for him. He still goes through it for her, but out of obligation, not love. That's why he has some passive-aggressive comments in the meantime, like, you still think this is a good idea? I don't blame him for it, though. I find that in this case, this is the only way he currently has to release emotions. On the other hand, Fiona might understand intellectually what he goes through, but we don't see much empathy in her behavior or words. Since they're about to step into her world, I think she could have helped him prepare better and make this transition a bit smoother. As with the Meghan and Harry situation, I think that they both lost sight of what was important here. He could have engaged in proactive communication and asked what he should expect from meeting her parents, but she could have also been proactive and prepared him emotionally and culturally. What I would advise here is to create at home a support signal. A word, a look, a gesture, something that says, I need support or let's take a break. This can be incredibly useful in high-stress situations, allowing Shrek to communicate his discomfort discreetly and for Fiona to offer support also discreetly.
I
think that's our little girl.
That's not little, that's a really big problem.
Okay.
Wasn't she supposed to kiss Prince Charming and break the spell?
Well, he's
Plans
no
change.
Prince Charming, but they do look.
You know?
Now, Harold and Lillian also go through a reversed yet parallel dynamic to Fiona and Shrek. After all, they're also being blindsided here. They expect to greet their human daughter with her human husband, but they have no time to prepare or to process for the fact that that's not happening. They have different ways of perceiving the situation. Lillian seems more accepting, more open-minded, but Harold refers to Fiona as a big problem. At first, of course, you might interpret Harold as heartless, but his reaction is fueled by other factors that we will explore later. Right now, we'll just stop at categorizing this as resistance to change, which could very well coexist with the other factors. Resistance is often rooted in a desire for predictability and control over one's environment, but Lillian displays the opposite of resistance, adaptability. She seems to process the shock more quickly because she demonstrates empathetic prioritization, which is when the well-being of a loved one becomes the primary filter through which all decisions and reactions are viewed. We see here something that couples go through very often, conflict of values. This usually creates a lot of tension because the couple will disagree on key issues like how to raise children, money management, if to be more progressive or traditionalists, or in their case, how to accept their daughter's life choices.
Okay, we saw them. Let's go before they light the torches.
They're my parents.
Hello, they locked you in a tower.
That was for my own good.
Now, Shrek mentions something very important and valid, but at an incredibly bad time, and timing is very important in communication. Fiona's parents did lock her in a tower, but mentioned in a time like this is just hurtful and doesn't really help the situation at all. But considering how scared and invalidating he is, it's crucial to talk about emotional capacity. Acknowledging that Shrek may not be in an emotional position to contribute constructively to the conversation is an essential step for validation. Fiona could help by providing reassurance that doesn't have to do with her parents loving her, but that has to do with them as a couple and their safety. This is what Shrek's concerned about. They're my parents and they love me seems not to mean much for Shrek, who thinks love doesn't include locking their loved ones in towers. But Fiona is also going through a lot herself. Imagine having to reconcile being locked alone in a tower and the idea that your parents did that out of love. Confusing? I'd say so. She was locked away to hide her ogre form, and I'm sure many individuals from minority groups will recognize the pressure to suppress fundamental aspects of themselves in this story. The parents' decision was made out of fear and submission to social judgment. They obviously knew society will not be eager to accept an ogre princess, so they thought they were protecting her from societal harm, not recognizing they were just filling her with shame for her identity. And this is when privilege is not used as it should, I swear. They're the king and queen, for God's sakes. Why not use your power as monarchs to challenge existing prejudices and promote a culture of acceptance in your kingdom? They could initiate public dialogues, educational programs, community events that celebrate diversity and educate the public about ogres and other misunderstood magical beings. I'm looking at you, Harold. But no, let's lock our daughter in a tower for years. That's much better.
Now here's our chance. Let's go back inside and pretend we're not home.
They see you, you know.
Quick, while they're not looking, we can make a run for it.
They see you, you know.
Everything's gonna be.
Disaster.
There's no way you can do this.
But I really
don't.
want to be here.
You can cut the tension with a knife.
Mom, Dad,
Oh.
I'd like you to meet my husband, Shrek.
Well, it's easy to see where Fiona gets her good looks from.
Oh, okay. I need some clarification. Please understand, I have no idea why this comment has seemed so awkwardly. To be honest, I think that by linking Fiona's ogre features positively with her human mother's appearance, Shrek subtly challenges any negative perceptions about ogres. By associating ogres with positive attributes typically reserved for humans, like beauty, it can help erode ingrained prejudices and foster a more inclusive understanding.